For this documentary, we have decided to inquire further into how marijuana affects us, others, and society in New Zealand. Our main question is, should marijuana be decriminalised in New Zealand? We have researched and interviewed both professionals, family members, and friends, asking them a series of questions surrounding our main topic. After much research, these are the questions we decided on, and here are the responses. Personally, what is your knowledge of the social and larger societal effects of marijuana? This affecting family, friends, relationship, taxpayers, health system, police, law, enforcement. Do you have any knowledge of the potential consequences which could arise in the future surrounding jobs, personal health, or travel for those found in possession of or using marijuana? Do you have any ideas of what actions the government could take to help with the problems that this drug causes? What things should New Zealand schools be doing to help reduce harm or risks for students? The majority of our answers have requested to remain anonymous, so we replaced their responses and discussions surrounding them with Mia's own reading. This is what we found. We asked a college teacher these questions, and here are the responses. I think that there are more dangerous drugs which are an issue. I think marijuana causes little harm and isn't that big of a deal. I don't think that marijuana has a large effect on family members when it's used responsibly. People may be less reliable, but I don't think this has a link to relationships between family or friends. Marijuana has a largely negative impact on larger society. Users often waste their time and money, or police officers and other important resources such as court time, which uses vital money and time, when many people only have possessions for their own use. The use of marijuana can have an impact on a person's own travel. For example, not being allowed overseas due to a conviction. The same thing can also have an impact on employment. Some of these opportunities may be lessened if they have a past criminal conviction. Health effects are probably similar to smoking, with lung diseases, and in terms of mental health, something which drug use can have a negative effect on. The government could decide to legalise marijuana, so if you had it for your own personal, recreational, or medical use, it would not be considered a crime. This could lessen the amount of valuable resources wasted. New Zealand schools should spend more time making students aware of potential health impacts and consequences while they're young, to help them lessen these for when they're older. We asked an anonymous 11-year-old these questions. He didn't have much knowledge on the topic, but here was his response. I mean, I don't know a lot about drugs or marijuana, but I do know it can do bad things for your body, and it makes you do really stupid things. I don't think you should do drugs. They aren't good for you. We asked an anonymous doctor these questions, and here were the responses. I think that New Zealand definitely has a problem with marijuana. Many people smoke marijuana recreationally because they claim it's relaxing and nice. But it has a lot of mental and physical problems, both short-term and long-term. Doing drugs can have a large effect on your job. Places like Air New Zealand do drug tests to check on the workers because they have drug policies, since drugs can affect how the workers perform and whether they're working safely or not. I know in New Zealand do drug tests. New Zealand schools are doing well to educate students to reduce risks. Schools get professionals to speak about drugs and their consequences, which is very good because kids need to learn about how problematic drugs can be when they're younger, so they don't make bad decisions when they're still young, because a lot of teens make stupid decisions. Following the end of this inquiry, we have each broadened our knowledge surrounding the risks for each of us and in our wider society. Although our own personal opinions generally remain the same, we have found out that criminalisation of marijuana in New Zealand wastes a lot of important resources in court, in the health system, and with the police officers. However, it can still bring many personal risks for users. And although we believe that there are more important issues or harmful drugs facing us as young people, we need to be aware that in the present of New Zealand, criminal charges can be pressed if we are in the possession of marijuana. We offer the advice to stay safe. Try to avoid being involved with marijuana. Make sure you're responsible and aware of what may come from your own personal use. Stop, think, and make a safe decision.